What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are out at Hatteras Island and we are going to be driving my 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee WK2 out on the beach. So pretty much this is a altitude edition Jeep Grand Cherokee. So it has the Quadra Trac 1 four-wheel drive system in it. Now, one thing about it is on the internet there's not a lot of information about how capable the Quadra Trac 1 system is. So if you don't know anything about the four-wheel drive systems that are in Jeep Grand Cherokees, there's multiple different four-wheel drive options available, but in the Laredo in the Altitude Edition, the Quadra Trac 1 is basically the standard equipment when it comes to these Grand Cherokees. So basically what it is a full-time four-wheel drive system. So the Cherokee is in four-wheel drive all the time. It is not an all-wheel drive system. It is a true four-wheel drive system that splits power from the rear to the front wheels, basically 50-50. It's actually 48% to the front, 52% to the rear. So a lot of people ask, well, how capable is this system when it comes to sand, you know, rocks, snow, mud, whatever? And to be honest with you, I've never put this thing off-road. So today we're going to be trying it out in some pretty tough conditions because this sand out here is pretty deep and it is not easy. If the four-wheel drive system is not good, we're going to get stuck, but hopefully that does not happen. So what we're going to do, we're going to air down the tires, we're going to drive out on the beach, and I'm going to let y'all know how it feels, if it's struggling, if it feels like it's just simple, you know, pretty much how it does is how I'm going to let you all know, you know, pretty much. But like I said, this is the standard Quadra Trac 1 system, full-time four-wheel drive, so it doesn't have a 4-low in it. And we're gonna see how this thing does. I think it's gonna do perfectly fine, but we're gonna air the tires down to about 20 PSI. And if you do notice a little something about my Jeep, is I do have a 2.5-inch lift on it, and I have upgraded tires. So these are 275/55 R20s, which is basically a 32.5-inch tire. And like I said, I have a 2.5-inch rough country lift on here. But we're gonna air the tires down, we're gonna get out here, we're gonna drive on the beach, we're gonna see if the Quadra Trac 1 system is actually a capable four-wheel drive system when it comes to sand, mud, you know, different four-wheel drive applications. So let's go ahead, let's air down, and let's get on the beach, let's do some driving. All right, so as I said, we're gonna air the tires down to about between 25 and 20 PSI, somewhere in there. Right now I have about 35 PSI in them. So we're gonna drop it down. And one thing about it is when you lower the PSI or the air pressure in your tires, it gives a wider footprint. So it allows more flotation so you don't get stuck. You go out there, you haven't aired down, you might mess up, especially if you're in a completely stock Jeep with no lift, no bigger tires. You definitely want to air down. So we're going to go around to all 4 tires, we're going to air them down, then we're going to get on the beach and we're going to see how capable this thing is. I've been kind of wanting to know ever since I bought it. My wife actually has a 2017 Altitude Edition, same exact package, but hers doesn't have lift and tires and wheels on it. So let's get out there, let's see what this thing's capable of. All right, so we got the tires aired down. One thing you'll notice right here, you'll notice that I do not have a four-wheel drive selector right here. And the reason for that is because, as I stated, with the Quadra Trac 1, it's a full-time four-wheel drive system, so you do not have to put it in four-wheel drive. You don't have to do anything. Now, one thing that you absolutely need to do if you're going to be driving on sand or anything like that, we have this button right here. Get a close-up of that. That is the traction control button. Turn that off. And the reason you have to turn that off is because if you don't, as soon as you start to spin, it will slow the RPMs down on the motor, and it will slow your tire rotation down, and it will absolutely get you stuck. So make sure you turn that off. But we're gonna go out here on the beach. We're gonna see how this thing does. I think it's gonna do fine, but we're about to find out right now. All right, so right now we are going up the ramp to get to the beach. And this is some pretty deep sand right here. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's doing pretty good. It's a little hoppity hop right here where people have been spinning, but we're not spinning. So that's one thing that's super important. But I'm gonna tell you, the sand out here is deep. It is deep right now. I'm gonna show you all the tire on the Cherokee right here as we're going through this sand, but it is super deep and it is performing flawlessly right now. I mean, it is doing really good. There's actually a Ford F-250 right here that looks like he's having a little bit of trouble. Actually, right here to our left, he is spinning down pretty good. Hopefully he does not get stuck, but right now we're doing good. All right, y'all, we're gonna pull down here and back up. I'm gonna do some fishing, and I'm gonna tell you what, this thing is doing really good. Like, as a matter of fact, I'm turning around in the deep sand right now, and it's doing good. Like, I can feel the traction control kicking in, where the ABS brakes actually kick on and off to keep the tires from slipping so much. And this thing is doing absolutely amazing. So I'm very, very happy with it. We're gonna back up. The flies out here are horrible right now, but we're gonna back up and we're gonna break the rod and reels out and we're gonna do some fishing. But I wanted to do a quick video for you all, just kind of letting you know that the Quadra Trac 1 is a capable system when it comes to off-road, deep sand. So if you have a Grand Cherokee with this system, don't be scared to air down and go out on the beach, go through a little bit of mud or whatever. This thing absolutely did amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and end the video here. I'm gonna break out the rod and reels. We're gonna see if we can catch some fish. But like I said, Quadra Trac 1 full-time four-wheel drive system on your Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's gonna do absolutely fine. So let's go ahead, let's get to fishing. I appreciate y'all watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Gunfish TV.